Fallout 4 was not always the game we actually got to play. Like most games, it changed during development, but it's fun to look back on what could have been. One of the first things people found hiding within Fallout 4 were unused assets for an underwater quest of some kind called 20 Leagues Under the Sea. This discovery would explain why modders were also able to find a hidden harpoon gun locked away in the game's files, along with lines referencing an undersea vault. Looking at concept art for Fallout 4 is pretty fun too. Did you know that Mama Murphy could have had a Mr. Handy wheelchair? That's way better than what Bethesda actually went with. One of the most interesting discoveries involving Fallout 4 cut content has to do with a little place known as Combat Zone. It's a locale near Good Neighbor where you can pick up the tough as nails companion Kate. Fallout players have been convinced there's something more to this level than what actually wound up in the finished game. To understand why they think that, we have to look back on a pre-release trailer. Before the game actually released, eagle-eyed players noticed this 1 second of footage in a trailer. Let's see that again. It's short, but there's a lot there. The footage makes it seem like you're sitting in the stands watching Kate take down another player, which seems cool, right? But why isn't this in the actual game? Here's what you actually get to play. You can even spot some neat environmental details about the people who run this place. When you actually enter Combat Zone, you discover that the signs outside are no joke. Rule breakers here become imprisoned. Personally, when I originally found this place, I thought to myself, whoa, what's going on here? When I went further in, I found a cage and some fighters. There's an announcer too. The first time I went through here, I got really excited about what Combat Zone might be. But then this happened. Like so many places in Fallout 4, you visit a cool new locale and wind up simply killing everything. I couldn't help but think, why put so much effort into a location where the player just gets to kill some more boring raiders? I mean, look at this place. There's a souvenir shop. There's a bar. There's a fighting cage and even seats for the audience. Sure, you get a companion here, but what's the point of Combat Zone, really? For many players, Combat Zone was a disappointment that was emblematic of the larger way Fallout 4 falls short. Namely, its focus on action over stuff that's defined the Fallout franchise in the past, like difficult choices, rich RPG elements, and an interesting story. Fallout 4 wasn't always like this. I dove into the audio files hidden in the game, and I found dozens of audio clips from a character you meet in Combat Zone, Tommy Lonergan. He's the announcer guy you see when you first discover Combat Zone, and he grants you control over Kate's contract when you kill all the raiders. Tommy's role wasn't always this small though. Tommy has lines that suggest the player could have entered Combat Zone's ring and fought battles for cash.
In case I'm not being clear, it's either fight in the cage or face the collective wrath of my disappointed patrons. I pay you a little something for each fight. The harder the fight, the bigger the pay. The prize will go up in size as you go up in rank. No guns. No power armor. Think you can handle yourself in the cage? I'll put you up against tougher fighters. Stay alive and earn yourself 200 caps. Die, and earn the other guy the same. You've lasted longer than I thought. You here for another go in the cage? Fight!
Tommy has lines that suggest the player could place bets on the action.
Smart woman. What'll you bet? Max bid is 200 caps. 10 minutes till the next fight. Place your bets now. Feeling lucky? Think you can size up the fight? Bets are open. Step on over. Make a wager.
Tommy has lines that commentate on the fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the rest of you ugly lot, for your amusement only, I present to you. We'll let the beasts size each other up for a moment. One staring into the eyes of death, the other into glory. But which is which? Let us find out. New blood. Get on the stage now, or you'll soon regret it. We have a fighter, ladies and gentlemen.
Tommy has lines that make it sound like the player could have gone one-on-one with Kate.
But, like I said, let's see how well you do against my little bird there, before we sign any contracts.
Tommy even has lines that make fun of the player for being a no-show in the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you, we have a no-show. One of our combatants has chickened out.
I would have loved to play that version of Combat Zone, but that's not what we got. I'm not entirely disappointed by that, though. Listening to these clips indicates to me that Bethesda still wants to do things like that, still knows the kinds of things players want in a game like Fallout. Things change as a game takes shape, and often good ideas have to get cut so that a developer can actually ship a game on time. I tried asking Tommy Lonigan's voice actor about all this, and was told that he was going to ask Bethesda if he could say more. So far, nothing. Maybe Bethesda will release some DLC that fleshes out the combat zone. At the very least, modders will likely take these clips and start working on a cut content restoration. Who knows? Maybe at some point down the line, we'll get to place some bets at the combat zone after all.